Hello. I've been asked to say a few words for Tony's sister, Dawn Estige Kater, who's with us here on video today. Roger Anthony Estige, Tony, born August 29, 1960, at Newport Hospital, Newport, New Hampshire. During the middle of the night, when he was to be born, I was told to walk up to my Aunt Martha's house, which was just a short distance on the same road. Uncle Dan met me in the driveway. When Mom and Dad brought him home, I told Dad, take him back. Of course he was crying, or I should say screaming. Later that same day, when he was sleeping, Mom let me hold my new dolly Tony. I tried to feed him with my baby bottle from my dolls any chance I got. Never liked it and would cry. I would tell him, "Don't cry, Tony." Our lives in Newport were filled with new adventures for me, of course. As he grew older and didn't cry so much, we bonded very tightly. Tony did not like winter, cold, or snow. Eventually, he liked going sledding in the cardboard boxes on the front lawn. That was until he tipped over and got a face full of snow. That ended that. We built snowmen, had snowball fights when he got older. Oh yeah. Then Gig came along in December 1961, just before Christmas. Neither Tony nor I were happy about this. Of course, the baby took all of Mom's time. So Tony and I grew even closer. When Gig got older and could go outside with us, it was much better. We all played in the sandbank together, swung on the swing set, played in the little pool. We really did have a wonderful family life. Camping, fishing, swimming, picnics, hiking, learning about wildlife and nature. Dad was a stickler about all of this. Summer and fall were Tony's favorite time of the year. He was the best stone skipper on the water. He always won. He also always seemed to be the first one to catch a fish, even if it was a minnow or a crawfish. He liked to tease me by chasing me with a frog. Tony loved fall. He would wait for Dad to make a huge leaf piles. Then look out, here comes Tony at full run, and drove straight into the piles, spreading them all over the lawn again. Our grandpa taught us how to throw apples on a stick. One day when we were on a picnic, Grandpa never should have told Tony not to throw them at Gig and I. The battle was on. Now let me tell you, apples thrown from the end of a stick hurt worse than any paintball ever did. We would have whelps and black and blues for weeks. Tony left home one spring, and I insisted he live with us. My husband and I and his nephew Donovan, I wanted him to graduate high school. He stuck it out and graduated. Shortly after that, he and some friends packed up and headed to Florida on the East Coast. I didn't hear much from him for a couple of years. He had found a new life and was loving it. Oh yeah, I forgot. Tony and dogs. When I was 4, Dad got me a puppy, Queenie. Next came 5 little puppies. Tony, being Tony, would not let Queenie be alone with her puppies. He would say, "Doggy, squish puppies," when they tried to nurse. Mom and Dad spent most of the day showing Tony that Queenie was not hurting the puppies. She was keeping them warm and feeding them. Tony really liked one of the puppies the best and named it Stinky. It seemed that every time Tony picked it up, it would poop in his lap. You can guess that happened from the hugs being a little too tight. Tony was brave, courageous, the best friend and best brother a sister could ever have. He was fun-loving, the best cook ever. He could make something edible out of mud pies. LOL. Brother, I miss you so very much. God willing, we'll be together again. This is a little bit from my experiences with Tony. Thank you. It was about 1999 when I first met Tony at the Hart Palm Beach Hotel in Palm Beach, Florida. I worked in the hotel building services, and Tony was the head chef and owner of the Pleasant Peasant restaurant. An appropriate name I found, as I found Tony to be a pleasant and helpful sort right from the beginning. I did not know Tony well at this time, but did have many friendly and interesting conversations over the years. I do have one fond memory that became a kind of running joke. Tony would prepare for breakfast in the early morning by cooking up a pan of bacon, and I would attempt to sneak in and snag a couple of pieces when he wasn't looking. But he would catch me every time. He would always have a big grin on his face and yell, "Hey, that's my bacon." In about 2004, Tony moved on, and the atmosphere at the hotel was never the same. After relocating to Thailand, Tony came back to visit the hotel and was encouraging his friends to visit him in Thailand. I listened to some of his stories and found them intriguing. My time at the hotel came to an end, and being ready for a change, I decided to contact Tony and pop over to Thailand to visit him. Not knowing me well, Tony was surprised that I was the one to take him up on his offer. It was Songkran, 2005, when I arrived in Chiang Mai. Tony picked me up at the airport in his classic Mercedes and took me on a journey around the moat to see the water festival. As you all know, that was an amazing introduction to Thailand and Thai culture. We even got to follow the Prime Minister, Thaksin Shinawatra, throwing water from the back of a truck. Simply unforgettable. Tony and Tanat took me in, made me feel at home, and my life changed from that moment on. Tony introduced me to the real Thailand that tourists do not get to experience on a first-time visit. In 2 weeks, we visited local friends, many temples, back roads in the mountains, and experienced Thai food and nightlife. I surprised Tony even more when I told him I was closing the book on my life in America, moving to Thailand. It only took 3 months to take care of business and moved Tony to Thailand. Back at Tony and Tanat's home, they once again took me in and helped me settle in. For the next few years, it was visa runs, road trips around Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, and even China. I've seen these sentiments from others, but from our experiences, he became a mentor confidant, and close friend. He was always there when needed, with a little advice or a hand up. And of course, the partying and good times kept things lively. I lost my best friend too soon. And he is sorely missed. My only consolation is that wherever Tony is, he is toking a fatty, enjoying his journey, and we want us all to do the same for him here. You know, my friend.